Okay, good morning, guys. How are you doing today? Good morning, online. Yes, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. Okay, so did you try CLI? Completed? Very good. Completed? Hey, thanks for asking, Priyanka. It's good. Oh my God. Okay, so today I supposed to start another service, but today what we're gonna do is I came up with a new service which you don't know, that is what that was not covered in the overview section also, right? So I felt this service is little bit important for you in real time. Those who are already working, for experienced people, it will be really helpful. But all of you, rest of the people, those are freshers, it will be like additional knowledge for you, right? And this one also, few days back maybe, customer gave one requirement to us, especially to me. So customer said, I want to put files in S3. I want to put drop files in S3. So please help me. So generally what you do? What you do? Customer says, I want to put files in S3. What do you do for him? Hmm. Create, create bucket. And can you give the bucket directly to him? How? So you create an IAM user. You create an IAM user and then give IAM username and password and give S3 permissions to that IAM policy and then give it to him. But the question here is, he don't want any IAM user. And he is not into AWS also. Maybe you're thinking that you will be using roles. For using roles also, you need to have AWS account, no? But he said that, Babu, I don't want to touch AWS account. I don't want to touch any any AWS username password. But I want to put files in S3 through FTP. What is that? What is FTP? File Transfer Protocol. Or you can call it as SFTP. What's that? S represent for secure. FTP secure or SFTP secure? SFTP is secure. So he said only this, I want to set up, I want from my laptop, I want to do FTP or SFTP to your S3 bucket. Set it up. This is the requirement. So will you create IAM user for him? No, because he don't want to use AWS account. Do you create any IAM roles and get AWS ID from that customer? No, because you don't have any AWS ID account and all. He's just a layman user. In his laptop, he has files. He want to put it in your S3. How do we do it? Do you understand first of all, do you understand the goal, aim? You understood online. So with this being said, I'm introducing this service from AWS, which is a new service from AWS. Can you please confirm? Can you see my screen and can you hear me well? Okay. So this service name is AWS Transfer Family. What is that? AWS Transfer. We heard about Snow Family. Snow Family is different, no? Snow Family, we don't even do the practicals because is it possible to do practicals on Snow Family? No. Because you need to get, what are the three devices are there in Snow Family? Snow cone, Snow Edge, Snow Mobile. Very good. So we have the three things. So if at all you want to send the data from your on-premises to AWS, then use this Snow family and then transfer the data. That is completely different. That is Snow family. And this one is what? Transfer family. What is that? Transfer family. So if you want to transfer the files to S3 or EFS. So it is this transfer family supporting two services to put the files where in S3 or EFS. So from your laptop or from customer's laptop, he can directly put to EFS also. He can directly put it to S3 also. Which one which one we should take an example to do the practicals? S3 or EFS? Let's take S3 because S3 is the most commonly used one. So let's consider a scenario that the customer needs to do SFTP to your S3 bucket. How? Through AWS transfer family. This AWS transfer family is completely managed by AWS. You don't need to bang, you just need to do the configurations. Today we'll be doing practicals also on this. So what is the service name, Nana? AWS transfer family. And it is fully managed service. Write down. It's a fully managed service for file transfer securely. This is very important in your real time. And it supports SFTP protocol, FTP protocol, FTPS protocol. FTPS meaning FTP over SSL. SFTP, FTP, FTPS. Data can be transferred in and out of S3 buckets and EFS. Doubt, huh? What is SSL? Where did you, secure? Okay, where did you heard SSL? HTTPS. In HTTPS, what we need to purchase? Certificates, no, that SSL certificates only. Secure socket layer. HTTPS certificates also we can say, SSL certificates also we can say, TLS certificates also we can say, anything. That is SSH. Who is that? Priyanka. Secure shell. Okay. So now let's draw the client. Huh? Client always will have big eyes. Smiley client. Okay. So this guy is client or customer. What does the customer has? Assume that he has a laptop. Obviously, customer will have the laptop. Customer has a laptop. And what does he has? He has files in his laptop. Okay. Now, that is the customer. He has his laptop. And where he need to push these files? In S3. S3 is in whose account? Our account. So here I put S3 bucket. So this is S3 bucket. So I make it public bucket because I need to expose to the outside, no? So I'll make it, but I'll expose this to internet, that meaning public bucket, but I'll make it very secure. We'll see how. So we have the customer with the laptop in his with files in his laptop, and we have the S3 bucket, which is a public S3 bucket. Now he need to send the files from here to here. That is the topic. So what we can introduce is in between, so if he want to send directly to S3 bucket, either he need to have a AWS account, so that you need to create IAM user and password in your account, give that, and he will log in to your account and upload the files. But the problem is he don't want to use any AWS accounts. He has a software called, he can have any software, but we are using this software called FileZilla. What Zilla? Zilla. FileZilla. Right? So FileZilla. So FileZilla is one of the small, those who are experienced people, they know this. FileZilla, WinSCP. So we have so many tools available in the real-time in market, so that you can use these tools to send the data. Okay. How we have Zoom to connect like this, like FileZilla is another tool, WinSCP is another tool. There are so many tools are available. So customer has what software in his laptop? FileZilla. From his FileZilla, he want to transfer the files into the S3 bucket. So for this, what we need to do is we'll take the help of transfer family. So in transfer family, what we need to create is we need to create in between called transfer server. What we need to create? Transfer server. Here I'm writing AWS. What server is this, Anna? Transfer server. AWS transfer server. Once you create AWS transfer server, it will give transfer server DNS name. Obviously, no, whenever you create any server, you'll get the DNS name or not. So this DNS name you need to give to whom? Customer. This DNS name you need to give to the customer. You're getting it. So now customer opened FileZilla, Nana. Customer opened FileZilla. And he need to connect to the transfer server, no? He need to connect to the transfer server like this. From this, he need to connect to the transfer server. On what protocol? What protocol? Very good. SFTP. He can configure. So we can configure the transfer server to receive SFTP also, or you can configure FTP also, FTP, yes also. Out of this, which one we should be using it? Which one we are using here? SFTP will use. That is the most common protocol that every customer uses. So assume, Nana, if you want to connect anything, you need to have username and password or not? Without that, can it be anonymous? No. So where do you need to create username and password? In transfer server, you need to create username and password for that customer. Let's say, who is this customer? Give me one name. Babu, customer Babu. Madhu. Okay, so customer Madhu. Madhu. Okay, so here in transfer server, what I need to do is I need to add a user. I need to add a user. What is the user that I need to add? What is the username I need to add? Madhu. Madhu is a customer. So he opened FileZilla where? In his laptop, in customer laptop, he opened FileZilla. Whenever he opened the FileZilla, it will ask, Babu, to which server you want to connect? Which server? Transfer server. How do you connect using the transfer DNS name? And it will ask, Babu, what is the username? What is the username? Madhu. What is the username? Madhu. And then we need to give the password also, no? We need to give the password. But I don't create the password directly like this. I'll be using the another secure way. What I do is I create keys. Public key, private key. What do I create? Keys. Public key, private key. So who has the public key? AWS has the public key. And by the way, it is working on SFTP. Here I need to create I'll create a public key here. In transfer server, what I create, Nana? Public. I upload. So basically, I'll show you how to create a case. Do you know PuttyGen? PuttyGen. Using Putty generator, we create a public key and private keys. We will create. I'll show you how to do it. So open PuttyGen and then you generate the keys and you have a public keys and you save private key. No, when we are doing PPK. So once you click on save private key, that will be the private key. So that private key you give it to your customer. Who has the public key? We have uploaded the public key in the transfer server, and for that particular user, we are uploading it, and we are giving the private key to the customer. So now, customer opened FileZilla. Customer opened FileZilla, and then it is asking to which server you want to connect. What do you put? Transfer server DNS name will put it. Yes or no? Transfer server DNS name will put it. What is the username? It will ask. Madhu. So password is what? Private key. What is the password here? Private key. And then public key is with the transfer server. When we are adding user, it will ask what is the username and what is the key for him? Public key. So from PuttyGen, we'll generate public key, paste it here while adding the user, and private key, we'll save it and give it to the customer. So like this, he will be connected to the transfer server. And this transfer server need to get again connected to S3 bucket. Yes or no? Otherwise, how does he put? Transfer server cannot put the files. No. So this connection needs to be established. This connection needs to be established. Okay. Now, very important. See, does the transfer server has permissions to S3 bucket? So what is the concept that you can implement here? What is the concept? What? Huh? Roles. What is the concept? Roles. While creating a role, we have a trusted entity, no? Tell me what is a trusted entity here? That is called Avesam. So don't think and answer. So what is a trusted entity here? Transfer server. Yes or no? So trusted entity is the transfer server. So you will be creating an IAM role. You will be creating IAM role. And that role should be attached to whom? Transfer server. If that role needs to be visible in the transfer server, the trusted entity would be this transfer family only. No, transfer family. The service name is transfer family. And what kind of permissions that you will attach to the role? S3 permissions. Yesterday, someone is asked trusted. Who you only know? Someone trusted entity. Okay. Anyways, so you understand? So here we'll give the S3 permissions. What permissions are here? S3 permissions. Okay. Clear? Clear. By seeing this architecture diagram, see how beautiful the diagram is. By seeing this diagram itself, you can easily implement. You can easily implement the task. Understood? Okay, now, see here. Customer opened FileZilla and he's putting the DNS name, username Madhu, and the private key. Nana, public key and private key is associated to user. Correct or not? So he's using SFTP, and transfer server will take the files and he'll put it into the S3 bucket. So that meaning this guy has access to S3 bucket. Yes or no? Is it good to give full access to the customer to this bucket? So what we do? Can we create one small inline policy where the customer can only list the bucket, list the object, or put object, nothing else. So by this, I'm showing you how to have a S3 bucket policy again. Do you remember S3 bucket policy? You're getting it. So I want here only to list the bucket. First, you need to list the bucket and get object, put object. That's it. Even though I made it as a public bucket, what kind of permissions I am giving to the public bucket? Only we will say list bucket, get object, or put object. For customer, he need to list the objects also, no? So first you need to list the bucket, get object, put object. Only these three things I'll give the permissions. For that, for this here, we need to write a bucket policy, no, guys? For S3, we need to create a bucket policy. And here I say, we'll see. I'm just putting it. List bucket, get object, put object. If it is a list object also, we'll put it. I'll see. I'm randomly I'm putting it. Nana, is this clear? See the diagram for a minute. Try to understand, and we'll do the practicals on this. See the diagram. And see, by seeing the diagram, tell me, you need to get what is the first thing that we need to create. Let's write the steps. First, what we need to create. Second, what we need to get. Third, what we need to create. Understand the diagram and you tell me. Take a minute. Done? Done, huh? You're sitting quiet then. I was waiting. Okay. Online. Online. Is it done? Clear? You understand the topic? Here, who is the customer at the moment? Madhu, okay. But when you're doing the practicals, who is the customer? We only, no? Right? We only customer, and then we'll do. Okay. So now, what's the steps? What's the first step? Create a public bucket. First, we'll create a bucket. So first create a bucket. What is the second thing? For that bucket, we need to restrict the permissions, no? So in that, we'll generate a bucket policy, right? Generate bucket policy. to secure the bucket. So what does it contain? List bucket, get object, put object. So on the right hand side, the bucket is ready with the secure permissions. Next, create a transfer server. Create a AWS transfer server. Once we create, okay, after creating transfer server, add user. After that, add user. And then while adding user, uh, first we need to create a role, no? Create a role, transfer family as trusted entity, and S3 permissions attached. And then add user, attach a role. While adding the user, you attach, because the user will be inside the transfer server. No, that user should have the permissions to go and sit in the S3. Okay, so after that, 6 is generate public and private keys using putty gen. Using putty gen. Right? After that, give details to customer. That meaning here, open FileZilla and input transfer server DNS name, username, and private key. Wow. So I have put all the details. What wow. Practicals, by seeing this, you can do the practicals. Nana, is this clear online? Okay, ready? Should we go into this? You're writing, huh? Right. Done? Okay. Nice. So let's go ahead and then Okay, ma. So I have logged into my account. So what we need to do first? Create a S3 bucket. So let's go and create an S3 bucket. So create bucket. So public bucket or private bucket? Public bucket. So I'll put it in Mumbai. So here, bucket name, 9 a.m. transfer, uh, transfer bucket demo. Huh? Anything you can put it. ACLs enabled. Check or uncheck? Uncheck. And then go ahead and then create bucket. Let's see. So I'm just doing it on just like that. Okay. So it is not a very frequent service that I teach. Okay. So let's go inside it. And then we need to update the permissions. No. So we need to make it very secure. So here we have the bucket policy. So if you click on edit, do you see this here? We have policy generator. So you can write the policy directly, or can use the policy generator. So I'm opening that policy generator. Ah, okay, visible. Which one we need to select? S3 bucket policy. Very good. Allow or deny? Allow, obviously, allow. And principal in which account? So you can put star. That means that represent any account. You can use this policy. Which service? S3, because we have selected S3 bucket policy. Actions. What are the actions that we need to give? List bucket, get object. That's it. No, I'm very limitedly I'm putting it. So first of all, list, no. So please help me. Okay. So I cannot find my with my 4 eyes. D D D D D D D G get object is there, no? Oh yeah. Get object. Yeah, list bucket should be there. Thank God. One more. What is the last one? Put object. Yeah. Okay. That was insane. Okay, 3 selected. So based on your requirement, you need to select this. Yes or no? If your customer said, hey, I want that permissions also, then you need to enable it. So don't be very strict saying that only Riya sir told list bucket, get object, put object. No. So based on your requirement, what the customer's requirement is, you need to select the permissions. Okay. So and ARN to which bucket? Bucket ARN we need to put it, no? So here, where is the bucket ARN? So select it, and we have the copy ARN is there, no? Copy, and then here, paste it. Copy, and then paste it. So now here, even what I'll do is, I want to restrict from his IP address also. Any customer, okay, let's say for example, customer is sitting in some network, yes or no? When he's in some company, he has its own network. Let's say other customer, if he got the details, Like he knows the username called Madhu, DNS name he know that, and private key also he has. Other customer, can he misuse it? He can. But how can I restrict me is using the IP address. Can I restrict the using the IP address? Yes. So here I can go and add conditions. These are all optional. But what I'm doing is tightening the security. What I'm doing is I'm just tightening the security. So add conditions here. So condition, which one here? Do you see this IP address here? Right? IP address. Which IP address? Source IP address is my IP address, correct? Because I'm the customer. You understand what I'm saying? It should be your own IP address because you want to do the practice in your laptop, right? So here, go ahead and then say, what is my IP? Do you see this here? 183.82. This is the IP address. I'll put like this. Now, is this clear? And then you need to click on add condition. You need to click on add condition. Is it clear? I'm going on up again. So generate S3 bucket policy, allow principal star, S3, and the 3 actions that we have selected. Put the ARN here, and then condition is IP address, source IP address is this one. And then I click on add statement. This statement got added and generate policy. Okay. Policy got generated. Do you remember in IAM section I told policy you no need to write. We can use policy generator, no? So this is a policy generator. So what you need to do is copy everything. And then where you need to put it? In the bucket policy. Here in the bucket policy is there, no? Here you need to put it. Now please try to read the policy and say what it's doing. Read the policy. Read meaning understand the policy, what it is doing. You know the policies, no? By seeing this policy, you should understand. So did you understand anything from this policy? Yes or no? Super. And also here in resource, I'm giving the bucket name. This is the bucket ARN, correct? So we are going inside the bucket and creating all the folders. And so we need to give all permissions. No, that means /star. Instead of giving only the bucket name, you need to add /star also because this policy have permissions inside the bucket also. So for what I do is here, I'll add something like this here. So I'll put like this. Put a /star. Do you see this? So what I'm giving here? What I'm giving here? So ARN to that bucket and inside the bucket also you're giving the permissions. Don't worry, I'll give this policy, I'll upload this policy in a Google Classroom. But no, I don't. If I give copy paste, you'll do. But I want you to generate this policy using policy generator so that you'll learn. Generate it, but if you want to have any reference, then I'll put it here. I'll put it in the Google Classroom, but don't use it. For reference, use it. Okay, Nana. Everything clear here? So now I click on here, save changes. Okay. Nice. So S3 part is done. Yes or no? What's the next step? What's the next step? Create a transfer server. So which service we need to go here? Transfer family. Do you see this AWS transfer hub? Fully managed support for SFTP, FTPS, FTP, and they have added AS2. AS2 also one type of protocol. So am I opening it here? Okay. So here, what we need to create, Nana, here? Create server. And which region you want to create? Mumbai. So click on create server. So click on create server and you need to select the protocols here. Which protocol would you select? By default, it's already selected because that is the most commonly used protocol. That's why it is pre-selected. So if required on the same file, on the same transfer server, can you enable all protocols also? Yes. You can enable FTP also, FTPS also. For FTPS, you need to have a certificate, no? Where did you get the certificates? Which service is that? ACM. So you see, from ACM, you can select the certificate if you have FTPS. So I'm just going for SFTP and click on next. Okay. So here we have so many things, but do we have any Active Directory, Nana? Because we need to use username password. No, username password you can get it from directory service Active Directory, but we are not going for username password. I'm just going for service manage. So create and manage users within the service. I'll be adding this user manually, but in real time, if your company has Active Directory, can you create the users in Active Directory? Yes. And click on next. So you need to select service manage and click on next. So endpoint. So endpoint, you want to give it to customer. Your customer is in VPC or he's outside in internet? Outside. So which one I need to select here? Publicly accessible. So once I create this transfer server, it will give the DNS name, no? That is nicely looking DNS or nasty DNS? Nasty DNS. How do you do the makeup? So here you have the Route 53. But did we learn about Route 53 yet? No, so don't use it. When we go to Route 53, I'll show you how to do the makeup. Beauty class will be there. Okay, so now click on next. So you want to put the files in S3 or EFS? I told you, no, SFT, this transfer family supports to put the files in two service. What are those? S3 and EFS. So which one we need to select here? S3. But if you select EFS also, can you put the data in EFS? Yes. So now I have selected S3. Click on next. Logging. Logging meaning if you want to see any logs, something is not working, right? Generally, where do you check the logs? Where do you push all the logs centrally in AWS? CloudWatch logs. So here also you can create a log group or you can choose any. We don't have any log groups, or just create a new log group and make sure that this, but I don't want log groups here. There is no option not to select. Okay, anyways, it is giving an option to create it. So let's create a new log group and make sure that you delete that logs again. So don't keep it, it will be charged. Okay, so select it. And then here we have workflow, Nana. What is it? Here we have workflows, managed workflows. So the workflows meaning additional things that you can do. Like, let's say customer has uploaded so customer has uploaded some file in your S3 bucket. Will you be always available when he is uploading? So if at all you want to get an email trigger whenever he upload, if you want to do this kind of additional things, then you can create some workflows here, but not required. So by default, it has a cryptographic algorithm also. It's there. It is secure. So you don't need to do any changes here. Automatic AWS is giving for security purpose. Server host name, this private key, I'll create it, not from here. In another method, I'm creating it. Basically here, you don't need to do anything. Because it is saying here what? Optional. So in this case, in logging, configuring additional details, do you need to select anything, Nana, here? No, don't select anything here. Just click on next. And finally, click on create. So now it is creating the transfer server. Everyone understood how to create a transfer server? What's the next step? IAM role. Should we go and create IAM role? Meanwhile, it is starting here. Let's go and create IAM role. You tell me how to create it. Roles, create role, AWS service. Here, which one I need to select? Transfer family, you need to select. So here, just type transfer. Do you see here? Transfer. You need to select that one, transfer. Click on next. Here, what you need to select? S3 full permissions you can select. But if required to have limited permissions, you can create an inline policy and select that limited permissions. And click on next. And I call this as 9 a.m. transfer role. Create role. Role created. Okay, now I'll refresh it here. It is still starting. Whom you're asking? Sri Nikhil Arikapudi. So now, do you see this here? Now it is starting. Okay, now it is starting. So let's wait. Let's wait to change the status. And I want you to wait. Otherwise, can we directly, you select this and can we add user here? What is the next step? Add user only, no? So you need to add, can we create multiple servers also? Yes, multiple transfer servers, you can create it. Let's say you have 10 customers. Can you create separate transfer servers for them? Yes. Or if required, can you maintain with only one transfer server to save the cost? Possible. So you create one transfer server and can you add multiple users? Customer 1, customer 2, customer 3. Yes. So now do you see this here? It says online. Now it says online. So what is the thing that we need to select here now? Add user. What's the username? Madhu. Madhu. Here it is asking role. So what is the role that we need to select here? 9 a.m. transfer. Where is it? Refresh. 9 a.m. So make sure that you need to refresh it because I didn't refresh this browser, no? How does it will need to take the latest data, right? So you need to refresh it. So select 9 a.m. transfer role. Okay. So here, home directory. So this users, where in which bucket this user want to push the data? Madhu. 9 a.m. transfer bucket. Clear? Guys, getting it? Coming down, and here it is asking for what? SSH public key. So now here, what we need to do is we need to generate the keys. How to generate the keys? Putty gen. So open Putty gen. See how I'm generating the Putty gen. So you need to click on generate. Once you click on generate, you need to write your name here like this. Keep on writing it. Not only your name, I'm just kidding. So you need to do some dancing here. You need to keep your mouse on. Let's say click on generate. If you keep it just like that, it will not generate. What you need to do is, so do write your something here. Keep on writing something. Now it will generate. Correct only. I'm serious. I namurra bhai. Okay, so otherwise it will be like okay. Let's say for example, I click on generate. See, it will not work, right? So what you need to do is see now it start moving. So I'm writing my name. See my name. Okay, generated. So here it is generated. Do you see this here? The data. So carefully copy this end of the end. Make sure that you copy everything here. Copy. So this is public key. What is that? Public key. So you paste that public key here. Now, if something, one small gap, one letter missed also, it will not work. Because that is credentials, no? Handshake will be happening using this only. If something mismatch is something, it's gone. So here, and how do you see here? Save private key. Click it here. And then for this public key, you are creating a, okay, now I call it as 9 a.m. transfer key dot ppk. Okay. Everyone understood? So while creating a user here, create user, select the role, select the home directory for him, that bucket, give the public keys and click on add user. No, I'm doing this much. If something little bit is missed, it will not work. If it is working in one shot, it is super good. Let's see. So now it is done. It is done. And do you see this endpoint? This is the transfer server endpoint. And we have the username. What is the username? Madhu. We have the DNS name. Username is there. Password is what? PPK file. So now from AWS point of view, I was an AWS engineer. I configured everything. Now my role is what? Customer role. So now assume that I have a laptop. I'm a customer now. So what is the tool that I need to install? With Jilla, FileZilla. So let's go download FileZilla for Windows. Okay, 64-bit x86. Download FileZilla. So I open it and then install. Shit. See, if you don't read, that's 11. So it want to install the latest Opera browser. Do you want to install browser? Not required. So generally we have this option, no? No. If you are bad, I'm your dad. So I stopped it. So I cancel it. Cancel it. Uh, so make sure that you don't install that Opera. Not required. Browser. Unnecessarily. License agreement is fine. The Avast secure browser now. Not required. Next. But it got hurted or what? Where are you, Babu? It got hurted. Opera installer. Do you see this? So these are all okay. So we don't have any option. Let's go with that. Later you can uninstall. Okay. I am accepting now. Let's see. This bloody Opera got installed. You see this? O. O is Opera. Okay, start FileZilla now. Okay, Nana. So this is the FileZilla. Okay. The left side is your laptop folders. Right side is remote. That meaning to whom you are getting connected. Once you get connected, that will display on the right side. Left side is your stuff. So your stuff, do you see this here? Desktops and everything will be there, no? So here it says not connected to any server. So we need to connect it to the transfer, no? So now I'm a client. So what I need to do here? So somewhere here, do you see this site manager is there, no? Click on site manager. So come on. New site. Okay. Here, FTP, SFTP, we need to select. SFTP, select. Host, it is asking, Nana. So what is the host that we need to put it here? This one, no? Copy it, put it. Port number 22, right? And then here, logon type, is it anonymous? No. Do we have any normal method? No. Do we have any password? No. Do you have a key file? Key? Yes. So which one we need to select here? Key file. Very good. Select the file. What is the user? What is the username? Madhu. And key file, here we need to select what? Browse that PPK we need to select. Transfer key. Okay, na? So here, once I click on, if you click on OK, nothing will happen. Many people, including me also, when I was using this tool, I click on OK and I'll keep on waiting. Nothing will happen. So if you need to click on connect. So let's click on connect. So click on OK. Do you see this? We got it here. Right side. What is there? 9 a.m. transfer bucket. Madhu is there, right? So here, now do you see the logs here? Connected to this server. So I'm customer. I'm using any AWS account, any IAM user, any role concept? No. Whatever the AWS engineer has given, the DNS name, the username, and the key, I'm using it and uploading. Let's say I want to upload. I go to desktop here. I want to upload this image. So image, drag and drop. Image went off. So now if I go to S3, if I go to S3 here, objects, refresh. Do you see? Madhu folder got created inside this, and you have the image. Super or not? Appreciate, no? So in one shot, it is very hard to do, right? So once you are experienced and you know the logics, what to create, where to create, you can do it like this. Is it clear? How to set up transfer server? Okay. So, and you see this here, this is the whole architecture. By you see the architecture, you should understand everything. This is how you do the FTP, SFTP to your S3 buckets. So please keep this in mind in real time also. How you want to do SFTP, FTP to your buckets, use transfer family. Gammat ga undi, sir. Nice. Clear, Anna? Any questions? So beautiful, so elegant, huh? Just say it's wow. Okay, nice. Thank God no one said that. Hey, hey Prabhu. Hey Hari Rama Krishna Jagannath Premi. Hey, kya hua? Okay, good. Nana. So take the screenshot online. And tomorrow we have a class. Okay. Tomorrow also we have a class. Let's get another service tomorrow. So remember, any new service that you get in your real time, let's say, so we are covering most of the services. Just in case you got any one or two service which is not covered or which is a new service. So don't get panic. What you need to do is explore. So this one, so you need to go to multiple documentation, try to explore, because whatever the base things, whatever is required, everything you have learned already here. The only thing is on top of it, you need to use your brain and then start working it, right? So not every requirement will teach by someone. Not the not every requirement will teach by someone. So you have to explore by yourself also. I'm doing the spoon feeding, all the service, yes or no? Right? How, mother spoon feed the baby. So all the services, what I'm doing is spoon feeding for you. But don't get habituated with this spoon feeding. For that reason, I'm giving new topics sometimes. Okay? Yeah. Uh-huh. That is SFTP, no? Here he is using SFTP protocol. That S3 browser is not using that. It just drag and drop through internet. It is secure way of doing it. Someone asked, na S3 browser is secure or not? Is it secure S3 browser? What did I told? It's not secure, but people use it. But if you want a way of securely doing it, use this. No. Can we create a bucket policy to IAM also? Of course, you can do it. No issues. It is Google. Azam bhai, it is Google Talli, not Google Tali. Kya Azam bhai? Okay. Good enough. So once you're done with this, what you need to do? Delete everything. So first you need to go ahead and then delete the whole transfer server. You can stop also, you can delete also. And then delete the S3 bucket. See this nicely, it's created Madhu customer name also. Like this with the same transfer server, can I create multiple usernames? Same transfer. And I can create another username called Madhu or Vamsi or Babu. I'll create. So multiple directories will be here. And they don't talk to each other. And you save the money here. Okay. So first empty the bucket. So don't miss the classes, because from now onwards, the classes is like lot of practicals. Anyways, we are doing a lot of practicals, but still even more practicals will come up. So don't miss the classes. So buckets are done. SFTP is done. A role not required, but if at all, for me, it's required because unnecessarily all these things will packed up for me. And mainly what another cloud watch, very important. Log groups. How to configure SFTP on Linux server? It is easy, but is that the question that you should ask here, or you should ask Imran? Hmm? Lakshmana. So delete the log groups. It's very easy to configure, right? You can have a direct, just check the documentation. Just go with the documentation. Easily you can create SFTPs on Linux machine also. Okay, good. So what I do is anyways, you took the screenshot. So what you want me to do? I need to upload that policy? Yes or no? Upload, huh? Okay, I'll upload that policy, but don't check it. Don't see it. Generate by yourself. Do everything by yourself. If not, take the reference. Okay, can you give final CC for today? CC with smile, please, online. Sure, ma, Saujanya. So, guys, that is all for today. Sir, key not deleted. Yeah, you can delete your PPK which you have because it's of no use. Okay. So that is all for today. Let's connect tomorrow with the next new service. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.